combined.
Someone will summarize
I can
at the
speak in
end.
English also, but I think that will deprive many of our friends.
There is a non-English, this is translation. This,
तो अरे प्रधानमंत्री जी हिंदी में बोलते हैं
there are other languages,
all that world understand that. It's not my fault if I try to speak in Hindi. But anyway, I don't know. What I was telling you, that child labor in the country, according to me, is manifold increase. And in the last 5-6 years, I have visited many government schools in at least 7-8 states like Rajasthan, Haryana, Odisha, Maharashtra, and recently last week I was in Sitamarhi and Muzaffarpur, Bihar. What I have seen, what I have noted is that 50% of the enrolled children not attending school. What it means if we look into the figures, I don't know exactly what are the figures, but I understand that around 20 crore children are in government schools enrolled. And if 50% not attending, it means 10 crore not attending. In addition to that, nearly 10 crore children otherwise not going to school, neither enrolled in the school. So what is the status of this? And they are all, technically we can say that they are all child labor. Not attending school means child labor. COVID has also pushed for more children to enter into the army of child labor. I was 2 years back, I was in Odisha, and I was in the area where the students enrolled for, registered for class 10 examination. Out of that, 40,000 did not enter into that, did not take examinations. And it was reported in Hindu, full page Hindu newspaper. And he examined that many children have migrated to Hyderabad or this or that places. I also went to that area and met some of the students, some of the families, some of them I found that they are already married. Some of them I found that they wanted a re-admission in the school and the school was denying admission. So this is a very sad story. And last week when I said that I have visited Bihar schools, then class 10, 12, 11 class students sitting on a damaged, totally damaged desk. No electricity in such a 38-degree temperature, no electricity, no fan. Of course, thousands of teachers have been recruited recently by the Bihar government. That is a plus point. But still, subject teachers and other teachers are not available. I entered into one class, 100 students were enrolled in that class, only 4 were sitting. In one class, I found only one child, and when one young teacher in a class, none else. Children sitting on very tall dwellings on the ground. And in one school, even the principal was crying like anything. He said, Mr. Agarwal, you just see, I have only one room in the school. It is a high school. High school? No, it is a middle school, means up to class 8. 1 to class 8. I said, see, in this room, 6, 7, 8, all 3 classes are here. Is it possible to? Then it took me out to the corridor and said, these are 3, 4, 5. And then on the right side it said 1, 2. Just literally crying, principal. I have videography of that. So this is the scene, and this is the scene of entire country. Of course, if we take Delhi, there is admittedly 30% absence of the enrolled students. 30%, you understand, if you look to the figure of Delhi, it will come more than 6 lakhs children. But in Delhi itself, in government school and MCT school, more than 6 lakh children not attending school. And there are cases where school has a capacity of only 3,000. Enrollment is 1,000. So the government is rotating them. That every day at least 1,000 will not be there. What is happening in this country? If child labor will not be there, then where it will be? You have created all circumstances to perpetuate the evil system of child labor. This is a very sorry state of affairs. Now the question is how we can do something to eradicate it. We always say that school is the best place to eradicate the child labor. No doubt about that. But when school is not functioning, when school does not have facility, teachers not taking care of their students, government not investing in the schools at all. This is this state of affairs. How you will get rid of child labor? When in 38-degree temperature, day before yesterday, class 10 girl said to me, when you have 100 students in your class, why only you are four in the class? So they said to me, sir, in such a heat, children will not like to come to school. Because there is no fan, there is no electricity. And a particular school I visited, I said it is no less a gas chamber. It was a gas chamber children were sitting there. The point is how we can do. My experience of at least last 25 years struggling with this whole story is that the student itself must come forward. Of course, I have filed PILs in Odisha High Court, Maharashtra High Court, Punjab High Court, Punjab Haryana High Court, Haryana, Rajasthan, Bihar. In case of Bihar, even Supreme Court has issued notice to the state of Bihar, that is pending. Madhya Pradesh, regarding Madhya Pradesh, I am in the process of filing one PIL in Supreme Court, where I found same situation. It is 19-20, only 19-20 का फर्क है पूरे देश में, nothing, including Delhi. Because in this year, High Court has to pass orders. Please give books to the children. 7 months have gone. Textbooks have not been given. Notebooks have not been given. Writing material has not been given. The secretary was called and pulled by the High Court judges. MCD commissioner was called and he was also pulled out. This is the state of affairs. Everybody talks Delhi. The world class. But reality is different. And I am not blaming Delhi because it is a situation all over the country. So now what I have understood that the best persons to raise the voice is students. So I have started provocating the children, students, to raise their voice. Even yesterday evening I got a call from class 9 student of RK from government school girl, and she was sharing problems faced by the entire school. And then I said, you discuss among your students, among your class students, and then with consent you write to me, and I will see something is done. About 15-20 days back, I got a letter from a government school signed by 32 students of class 10 saying that for the last 1 month they don't have a maths teacher. I immediately took up with the government, and next day the maths teacher was there. So what I found is, what I'm trying to say, that the best segment, best warriors, best fighters are the children who are themselves suffering from it. And once children start raising their voice, the parents will also support them. Merely saying that we should educate parents, of course, all these things are good, but it is not yielding the results. Results will only come when you will hit the system. And many of us don't want to hit the system. They just want to fall in the line and try to see that peacefully things are settled. That is not happening. That will not happen. So what we have found out, that we should prepare people, paralegal people. Like for example, one example I will tell you about 3 years back. Because the day Right to Education Act has come in 2010, I have been telling people, all people, that now you need not to go to High Court or Supreme Court by filing EIL. Now you can file a simple civil suit for injunction, mandatory injunction in the civil court nearby your village. And it happened about 3 years back. Nuh district, everybody knows Nuh district of Haryana. I was visiting schools. One parent came up and he said, "Sir, my daughter is studying in 7th class. From 6 to 8, 200 girls are there. Only one teacher is there. All they will get lessons." I said, "Are you ready to file a case?" "Yes." Then I prepared a civil suit, filed in Jirka Tehsil, and the judge issued notice. I personally visited from Delhi 5 or 6 times there, because I knew that even judge does not know, even opposite counsel does not know about all these things. So many questions will come. So I personally attended, and the result was 2 important things came up. Another 3 important things came up. First, it was the first case according to me in the country where parent himself approached the civil court to implement the Right to Education Act. So it got coverage in the media. Number two, the chief secretary who was the party in the case, he was so much terrified that he instructed his counsels to move an application before the court to delete his name. How you can be deleted? You are representing state. You cannot be deleted. He thought, in fact, what I understand, he thought that if many parents in different tehsils, different districts start filing the cases, he will be lost. What to do? And the third thing what has happened, that the minister called a meeting with MPs and MLAs of the area, discussed, and within 3 months, 1,000 teachers on contract basis were recruited. This is the effect of only, of course, during the proceedings, this was the case of one girl. On one hearing, about 5-6 more girls come, they are all Muslim girls. I took them to the court. The judge said, who are these? Well, these are all girls suffering from, and they wanted to see you. See the judge. So he himself was very much interested. So, but I always say, you need not to have a lawyer in it. Simply file cases, go to the court and stand before the judge and say, my daughter is studying, there is no teacher, there is no water, there is no toilet block. Then judge will take care of you. They are more interested, but they can only take up when some matter comes to them. They can't take up at their own. So more and more matters will go. More and more judges will intervene in the matter, and more results will come, because today these governments are only accountable to court. Nothing else. Even court orders are not followed. That's a different thing. But still, if somebody can ask them and put them in the dock, that is only court. And the one more important thing is when you go to the court, media picks up this issue. That is very important. Court proceeding, you must be seeing that half of the newspaper is covered by court cases. So that is also important. And then they call the officers, they put them in the full, now video conferencing is going on, all proceedings are available. So it is more coverage. The more coverage you will give to the cause of the children, more reduction will be in the child labor. There is no other way. You have to give a notice under section 80. And about 100 students in Bihar, Muzaffarpur, their parents signed, their children signed, and notice says under section 80, there is a provision under section 80 civil procedure code that before going to the court, you have to give a notice, 2 months notice. Of course, in that first case, we did not give notice, but we got an exemption from the court. When one more case was filed, then just says, I had given you exemption in the first case, now I will not give you exemption in the second case, to please issue notice to the government. So there is 2 months notice to the government saying you have, because of you are not doing this thing, you have violated Right to Education Act provisions. You do it, do the needful within 2 months. Otherwise, I will take you to the court. And then after 2 months, parent can file a suit. So I think this is the only way. And as far as NGOs are concerned, I personally know they don't want to confront with the government. And without confronting the government, I think nothing will come out. Even without confronting the government, our NGOs can help parents in preparing legal notices, in preparing civil suits, in supporting them. And no, there is no expense part involved in it. Hardly 50 rupees that any parent can spend. No lawyer is required. So if we start helping these people, I think there can be a revolution, and that is necessary. Unless we hit the system, hit the authorities, hit the government, nothing will come out. In the coming days, more child labor will be there. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ashok.